welcome back. We are here with Erika from Adrenalized Ink in Oregon, Ohio. Erika, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm awesome. It's great to chat with you. So you started the tattoo shop in December of 2020. How did all of this start for you?
COVID. So when COVID hit, me and my spouse always wanted to open up a tattoo shop, and nothing ever really lined up. We either had time, no money, money, no time. And then COVID came, and we had the right situation happen, and we put all of our little eggs in a basket and said, all right, let's go. And so we did it, and so far so good.
And why did you decide to use tattooing as the platform to express your creativity?
You know, I love the industry. I love its taboo. It's always kind of intrigued me, like being the outcast, I guess,
Yeah.
has its vibes to it. So like I said, it always has intrigued me, and I had an opportunity, and somebody gifted me a shot to say, like, let me show you. And I was just like, whatever, no big deal. Let's see where it goes. And I got an experience of a lifetime, and it changed, obviously, the trajectory of my course of life. And I kept it in the back pocket of things and said, maybe not really. It's fun, it's great, but maybe not for me. And it kept reoccurring. And like I said, and then COVID came where our opportunities met, and I was just like, let's just do it. Let's go.
And for someone that's looking to get their first tattoo, what would be one piece of advice to them?
Hydrate. 100% hydrate. People don't realize how absorbent the skin is and how absorbent it needs to be to get a tattoo. And if you want your tattoo experience to be better, the best advice I could give to you is to be hydrated, well rested, and to eat something.
I like that.
Yeah.
And when you're approaching the process of creating a tattoo, what is that creative process like for you?
Oh, that's fun. So it depends because on the piece. So like if somebody's getting something that's like sentimental, like you're gonna approach it differently than someone who's coming in and they're just like, I got a thigh,
Yeah.
do what you want. So the process is gonna vary depending on the piece, and then depending on the size of the piece, depends on how much time it's going to take. So personally, as like artistically speaking, I like to do a lot of projects or large scale pieces, which takes my mind through that fun creative ride where you're pulling reference photos from every direction, and your idea starts to transform into something that it goes one way and then immediately shifts, and at the end of it you have this awesome creation, which the software that we use is called Procreate. And it has this playback feature that I love because it allows me to go back and rewatch that thought process and watch my pieces come to life. So it's a cool process.
And what has been through that, what has been your best customer experience?
Oh, I have a lot of those. I have a lot of my MVP type people that they make you feel good as an artist. And those are the people that are just I trust you. Here's my idea, my concept, or even people are just here's my skin.
Yeah.
Whatever you would like. And I've even had some of my clients, I call it an honorary signature, where they've let me sign.
Really?
Yeah, and I really like that. I've got a handful of people that let me do that.
That's interesting. And it's very, when you're going about it, it's, like you said, they're giving you their skin to you. So
yeah,
it's
it's
crazy.
a gift. To me, it's amazing. I think about like like I said, I've always been intrigued with the industry, and there's two halves to it in my opinion, and there's a financial half and there's an artistic half.
Yeah.
And there's obviously the overlapping medium, but to me, you're one or the other. And if you speak art, money's gonna come and go.
Yeah.
And I love where the art takes me. I love seeing people trust me with this permanent life deciding thing, and they're and it's an exchange of time and energy. I want them to know that I appreciate them, and then they in return they do the same by telling people, and that's a feel good thing. So it's fun.
And how did you get into that, the art of tattooing?
That one opportunity, it literally, it was a guy that he was once in a shop, and like I said, the industry is the industry.
Yeah.
But he had given me an opportunity and showed me like a crash course on how to do it, and then from that moment, I took it and I just wanted it for myself. Like I thought, well, I'll just give myself tattoos and, like just have it as like an outlet, a
Yeah.
form of art. And, at one point in time, I was just like, well, I'll try it like as a career. And like, honestly, like at the beginning, I was just like, maybe it's not for me. Like you have all the societal pressures, like,
Yeah.
and that plays a factor. And I was just like, maybe I should do other things, go to college. And like I said, it never left. And I always, even when I got rid of everything, it came back. And I would always reinvest for myself, And eventually I was just like, you gotta like you gotta go for it. Like you can't live your whole life thinking like, what if?
Yeah.
And so I took that one opportunity and I held on to it and I utilized it and I grew from it. And from those moments of growth, it eventually led to everything that I could do here. And that was a journey.
That's awesome. And it's
Yeah.
crazy, how things just evolve and how experiences, like, I guess, guide you in like certain directions. And what has been your favorite tattoo that you have done for a customer?
That's a good one. I probably have a couple, but for different reasons. So like I had a lady who survived breast cancer, and like you don't forget those people. Like you give them their tattoos like at no cost.
Yeah.
And then you have people who like they challenge you in ways that like you never wanted to do this piece, and but like you're capable, and like there's really no reason why you shouldn't do the piece except for like your fear. And those are people that like, again, them are some of my favorite pieces that I value because I didn't even like necessarily want to be like, I can do this, because I know how valuable they are to the client
Yeah.
and how personal they are, and they're permanent, like, and they hurt, like there's all these factors. So there would probably be the lady who had breast cancer. There was a guy who wanted a half sleeve, and he, like his piece was very challenging. He got a centaur, and it was like half animal, half human.
Yeah.
So like, let's merge the two hardest things and put it into a tattoo kind of a thing. And even I have a guy now, I'm working on a project for him, and he'll end up being probably one of my favorite pieces that I finished. And it's because it's so challenging. It's a oak camo piece.
Okay.
All the colors are the same.
Yeah.
So like when you think of like art and like how challenging that is, and then you think about the sentiment of somebody and like what this tattoo means for them, like those are all going to be like my favorite pieces. And then there's always the creative, fun, like take you to the convention.
Yeah.
Those are cool. Like,
That's
because
awesome.
those are cool for like art reasons. Like you're challenging yourself, you're pushing yourself to the limits. And then, at the end you're proud because you achieved all the work leading up to that moment.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you've obviously been successful when it comes to owning your own shop. For someone that is looking to get into just business in general and own their own brick and mortar shop, what would one piece of advice be to them?
Do it. 100%. First of all, do it. It's so liberating to like work for a purpose that feels like it's yours versus one that just kind of like gets you day by day, pays your bills. So first and foremost, do it. The second thing is find out what that goal really honestly looks like and breaking it down into categories that are achievable. And if that category needs more steps, by all means include it to get you to the goal, and then enjoy the process of knowing that it will be a process. It's not going to be easy. It's for sure going to be up and down, and to just roll with the tide until the lows become high again. And when they're high, ride that wave until the low comes back. Expect it to come back and just keep on going.
And what is the hardest thing that you've been through in your life?
Life is the hardest thing that I've ever, every day is a new experience. So like life, it challenges you in ways because like I said, you have days where there's tattoos that are challenging you. And if that's just one aspect of it, and then you have life on top of life, like every day I tell myself, just do your best. So if a challenge comes up, and like, I tell people all the time, there's no such thing as a perfect tattoo. And like people laugh because like, isn't that my job? Like to provide you perfect tattoos? And yeah, kinda. But at the same time, like I'm human, and I know that every day I do my best. So if I can do my best for them, then hopefully it will turn back for everything else.
And kind of on that, like, what's one value that you live your life by?
It'll get better.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. Like, those two things are hand in hand, because if there was anything you could do to change it, you would probably have done it. And if not, well, then that means that there's an opportunity to change it, and let's do so. Let's change it.
I like that. I have two more questions.
For sure.
If you could have dinner with two people, one person from the past and one person from the present, who would it be and why?
From the past, it'd be Nikola Tesla. I think he's a brilliant man for obvious reasons. And then, one from the past and one from now?
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman.
Why?
Because the way that he articulates his sentences. So he had when he went to college, I had recently learned that he had a professor that taught him how to properly speak, which is ironic because he's so known for that. And,
Yes.
and he, like, all he does is talk, like something so common. And watching people talk and communicate, because that's how we live life, that's how we get from places, is by communication. So if I could have somebody to talk to today, it would be him. I would like to learn from somebody like him.
I like those two. Those are good. One more question. Why did you decide to partner with us and offer the discounts?
Just to get back with the community. It's a business of word of mouth, and we did open up during the pandemic. So for me, like, I'm a type of person that I love giving back to the community, and sometimes it's hard to give back to the community if they don't know you exist.
Yeah.
So I just want a place where, like, it's easy for somebody to find us and get to know us, and then help spread the word for us.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
That's all the questions I have. How can people find you, and what is one thing that you would like to leave people with?
Leave them with the note of having a good day, and tomorrow's a new one if you're not. And that if you would like to find us, social media, Google are great places to look for us. Facebook for social media. Some of our artists are on there. TikTok is some of it, but primarily Google and Facebook.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you. I appreciate it.